The reign of the former boy king Adad-nirari III turned out to be quite stable, despite the fact that Urartu continued to present a problem for Assyria. He was in turn succeeded by 3 of his sons, and when the last of these, Ashur-nirari V, came to the throne in 754 BCE, the real trouble started, because in this year there was a military confrontation between Urartu and Assyria, which ended in a defeat. And this meant that for the next decade, the Assyrian Empire pursued a very timid foreign policy, and not everyone was happy about it. Among them, one of the sons of Ashur-nirari, who assembled the support of the magnates and of the army and rebelled against his father. He won, and he took the name Tiglath-Pileser III and became king of Assyria. He turned out to be one of the most successful conquerors of the Middle East ever, and he tripled the territory of the Assyrian Empire with the help of his son, Crown Prince Ululayu, who succeeded him in turn and took the name Shalmaneser V. All seemed well, but after a time, one of the other sons of Tiglath-Pileser contested Ululayu's right to rule, and he assembled support of some of the magnates and the army. In 722 BC, he managed to take power from his brother. He became king of Assyria, and his name was Sargon II. When Sargon's father Tiglath-Pileser had taken the crown by force, he had all the support of the empire, but that was not the case with Sargon. There was resistance against his reign in Babylon, in Hama, in Syria, and in Assur. And while he was able to eradicate this resistance, this took time, and it left him with a keen appreciation that his reign was not as popular as that of his father. All the while, the conflict with Urartu continued, but Sargon managed to be successful, and his victories filled the coffers of the Assyrian crown. And he decided to use this money to solve his problem. He decided to leave the old city of Kalchu for a new capital city, which was newly built and called Dur-Sharrukin. And Dur-Sharrukin means Sargon's fortress. So Sargon managed to do what Ashurnasirpal had done in the 9th century. He surrounds himself with loyal people that support his reign, and all seems well. Sargon is now in his 60s, things seem well, but there are trouble in far away Anatolia, where a client ruler called Gurdi of Kulumu rebels against Assyria. Sargon takes the Assyrian army to fight him, and, shock horror, dies in battle. His body is not recovered, cannot be buried in Assur, and that is a huge problem, especially for his crown prince, his son Sennacherib, who has to deal with the fact that the old capital city, Dur-Sharrukin, Sargon's fortress, is so closely associated with his father that it's now considered haunted. When Sennacherib succeeds to the throne of Assyria and becomes king, he decides to confront this situation head on. He decides to move on, and he leaves Dur-Sharrukin for a new capital city, Nineveh. Like Sargon and Ashurnasirpal before him, he uses the opportunity to surround himself with people loyal to his reign, loyal to him. And very importantly, this also gives him a chance to distance himself from the memory of his father Sargon and from his death on the battlefield, a fate that no king of Assyria should ever endure.